The sun beat down on the Mojave Stretch, where the old Route 18 curled like a dying snake. In the heat shimmer, a group of riders roared in, 6 of them. Black leather, chrome pipes, tattoos that looked carved into skin. They called themselves the Serpents, and they weren't just any gang. These were the kinds of men who took what they wanted and laughed while doing it. At the head rode Rex, a brute of a man with arms like fence posts and a voice soaked in whiskey and hate. Behind him, Spitz, always chewing, never swallowing. Tanner, the one with the scar across his eye, never spoke, just smiled. And the rest? Followers, shadows. The gas station stood alone, like a forgotten relic from another time. One pump, a soda machine that hadn't worked since '97, a squeaky screen door leading to a dusty store, and behind the counter, the old man, Frank. Frank wore a flannel shirt 2 sizes too big and boots older than any of the bikers' bikes. His beard was a tangled mess of gray. His hands calloused, not shaking, not afraid. He didn't look up as the gang rolled in, didn't flinch when they revved engines, tossed beer cans on the ground, and hollered like wild dogs, just kept cleaning the same spot on the counter. Slowly, rhythmically, until Rex walked up, tossed a 50 on the glass, and said, "Fill her up, Grandpa, and keep the change. Buy yourself a new hip." The others laughed. Spitz even spit a wad of chewing tobacco at the window behind Frank. Direct hit. Frank's eyes met Rex's then. Calm. Cold. "You want gas?" he asked. Rex grinned. "What the hell else would I want here? Apple pie?" Frank pressed the pump button. Gas flowed. One by one, the bikers filled up. Laughter echoed off the rusted signs and broken concrete. Spitz kicked over a bucket of used oil. Tanner tossed a pack of chips on the ground after taking one bite. They weren't just filling up, they were marking their territory. But then, the click. Pump stopped. Rex stared at it like it had personally insulted him. What the? He squeezed the handle. Nothing. He looked back toward the building. Frank stood there, finger on the button, not smiling now. Click. Wham! The steel gates surrounding the station, hidden under layers of rust and dust, shut with a deafening slam. The Serpents turned. Confused. "What the hell's going on?" Spitz muttered. "That's new," said Tanner, eyes narrowing. Frank stepped out from behind the counter. He moved with the weight of purpose, boots thudding against the cracked floor. A long, jagged scar down his forearm caught the light. He locked eyes with Rex. "You boys made a mistake." Frank walked past a wall of Polaroids, pictures of smiling families, travelers, soldiers. One photo stood out, a young man in military fatigues, holding a wrench. "Frankie, Jr.?" Tanner noticed it. His eyes widened. "Oh, no way. You're that Frank?" Frank didn't stop walking. "My son died on this road, 20 years ago, trying to help some stranded bikers." He reached the door, pulled a lever beside it. Lights buzzed on around the station, spotlights, security cams. Old, yes, but functional. Those bikers stabbed him, took his truck, left him to bleed out in the sand. He stared at Rex. I recognized the patch. Rex's smirk faded. "You gonna cry about it, old man?" Frank stepped out onto the lot. The wind kicked up dust around his boots. "I'm not crying." From behind the building came a sound, metal scraping concrete. A door slid open. Out walked Benny, Frank's old mechanic buddy. Heavy set, silent, holding a crowbar in one hand and a nail gun in the other. Behind him, Clara, the town's tow truck driver, idled her rig. She wore mirrored sunglasses. Didn't blink. "You see," Frank said, "you've been laughing at ghosts." Rex pulled a knife. Charged. Frank stepped aside, grabbed his arm. Snap. The sound of bone giving in. Tanner rushed forward. Benny swung the crowbar low, caught his knee. Tanner dropped, screaming. Spitz tried to run. Clara hit the accelerator. The truck swerved, blocked the gate. Gasoline soaked the ground now. One of the bikers had left the pump running. Frank pulled the lighter from his pocket, held it up. Rex froze. "You wouldn't," he growled. "I would." Frank walked up to Rex, looked him dead in the eyes. "I held my son's hand as he died. Out here, in this dust. He thought he was helping good men." He handed the lighter to Clara. "I won't kill you. Not worth the stain. But you're going to walk." "What?" Frank pointed toward the gate. "Leave the bikes. Leave the money. Walk." Silence. The desert stretched for miles in every direction. "Or stay," Frank added, "and face the ghosts you made." The bikers hesitated. Then, slowly, one by one, they dropped their keys, turned, walked into the heat. No words. Frank stood watching. Clara lit a cigarette with the lighter, then tossed it into the oil puddle. Whoosh! Flames danced in the mirror of the gas station's windows. Benny wiped the crowbar clean on his jeans. Frank finally smiled. Gas is cheaper when you've got manners.